Welcome back to my channel. This is Honest Reviews with Joe. In today's video, I'll be talking about the books that I have read in the month of February. I have read 3 books: a classic, a horror book, and a contemporary book. I'll go through each one of these books and tell you what did I really think about them and whether I would be recommending them or not. Do let me know if you have read any of these books. What do you think about them? The first book is Dubliners by the Irish author James Joyce. I picked up this book as an introduction to his work because I have Ulysses in my TBR list and I really want to explore it, despite what a lot of people are saying, what a challenging book it is and how difficult it is to get to and all that stuff. So as it turned out, this is actually a collection of 15 short stories about the middle-class life in Ireland back in the 20th century. I wasn't really aware of this. I know sometimes I don't really do my homeworks with books. Go figure. It starts off with stories narrated by kids, and then it moves into stories about older people. Some of the stories were okay-ish, some of them were boring. Out of the 15 stories, I think I just like 3 or 4 of them. As the stories becomes of more mature people, you actually realize how amazing Joyce's writing is. I actually really enjoyed it. It was raw, it was simple, and it's just like you feel like you're actually in Ireland. It makes you want to learn more about what is going on. Although some of the stories is like, it just ends abruptly and you're like wondering, I want more. I want to know more of what's going on. And unfortunately, we don't get to do that. I know that the last story was considered as a novella because it was the longest out of all of them. And I think it was the best out of all the 15 stories. So if you need to skip through, just don't skip the last story because it was beautiful. Goodread rating for this book is 3.85. I gave this book 3 stars. How soon am I going to be picking up another book for him? I don't think it's anytime soon. Ulysses, I know it's a very challenging book. I will probably read it one day. And it is there in my TBR, sitting somewhere, cozying around with other books. It's big, so yeah. Eventually I will. Moving to the second book, it's Earthlings by the Japanese author Sayaka Murata. When they tell you that do not ever judge a book by its cover, this is what they're talking about. Don't let this cute little hedgehog fool you, because I thought this was a cute book. I have read another book for her, Convenience Store Woman, and I thought it was interesting. I gave that book 3.5. So I was really excited and I wanted to read more of her books. But when I saw that it was classified as horror magical realism, I'm like, okay, fine, this could be a little bit different. So let's dive in. But let me tell you one thing. Oh my goodness on this book. Where do I start? Natsuki thinks that she's an alien, but she goes through a very traumatic experience when she was in school. She was around 10 or 11 years old. 11. You go along with her growing up into this very weird girl who still thinks that she's an alien. She doesn't want to be part of the factory, which is basically the society. And this book was disturbing. Okay, and it was very difficult to read. Yes, it is very short, and thank God it was short, because I don't think I would have actually been able to tolerate more of what was going on in there. I had no idea it was loaded with trigger warnings. There was a chapter where I was actually eating and my jaw dropped and I could not even take another bite. When I finished the book, I could not think of food for some time. Does that mean that I actually did not really enjoy it? Well, I did this as an audiobook, and to be honest, I could not stop listening to the story. I just wanted to know what the hell is going on. The wordings were so simple that makes you think that you're actually sitting there with her and listening to her story. And that was the power of the author. She has this theme that I have realized based on the 2 books that I have read for her now. She talks about women who do not want to conform to society's norms. They don't want to be part of what is expected of them. Natsuki here did not want to be part of the factory, which is basically the society. She didn't want to be a baby maker. She did not want to be married to a traditional man. And then the ending happens. I did enjoy this, despite how disturbing it was and how difficult reading it as well. If you ever want to pick up this book, please, please, please go through the trigger warnings of this book, because it has a lot. I did not expect them. I was not ready for them. I had a lot of knots in my stomach and I felt sick somehow. There are no spoilers here. Just go through the trigger warnings before you pick up this book. Don't be fooled by how cute the cover is. The overall rating for this book in Goodreads is 3.57. I gave this 3.5 because no matter what, this was a very powerful book to read. You want to pick up this one, just be very careful. That's all I can say. The third book, moving from a really creepy book to something lighter, is Less by Andrew Sean Greer. When I picked up this book, I had several reasons to do so. One is because I saw that it was a contemporary humor. And 2, it apparently won the Pulitzer Prize. So I'm like, okay, fine, let's give this a go, because it's small and short and probably enjoyable. It was a story about a gay man who was about to turn 50, who's basically dodging a wedding invitation from his ex-boyfriend. And in order for him to do that, he just goes and travels around the world. The beginning was quite okay. The middle part, I lost interest a little bit. I was like asking myself, what the hell am I reading? But then I pushed myself, and I have to say that I enjoyed the remaining of the book. The ending was not a surprise. It was cute, but not a surprise. Whether it warrants winning an award, I don't think so. To me, honestly, I thought this was the gay version of Eat, Pray, Love. So if you've read that one, it's almost similar. There are a lot of similarities between these 2 books. The difference is that she travels to 3 countries. This guy travels to more countries. He has a lot of flashbacks about his past, his previous relationships, and he's still fixated about not wanting to turn 50. As a person who embraces aging, and I believe that it's part of life and you should enjoy it, enjoy the progress, enjoy the journey. This guy had major issues all the way till the end, and I did not like it. It was funny, sort of. You wouldn't crack yourself laughing. You will just find it cute, maybe a quick summer read next to a pool with a cocktail, and that would be it. Would I highly recommend it? No. If you want to skip it, by all means, do that. The overall rating for this book is 3.66 in Goodreads. I gave it a 3 stars. I know that I said that I read 3 books, but I also have a 4th book that I started, and until now I am not able to finish it. It's an instance of The Finger Post by Ian Pierce. As you can see, I'm not even halfway through the book. The minute I open it, I am interested. I am excited. I wanna read further. I don't wanna stop reading. But the minute I close it, for some reason, I just have this tendency of just putting it on the table and then ignoring it for days. I'm hoping that I will be able to finish this mystery book by the month of March, so that I can actually really talk about it. For the moment, I am in between enjoying it and finding it lengthy, but we'll find out by the month of March on what do I really think about it once I'm done with it. So yeah, these are the books that I have read for the month of February. I know that there are several people who said that they have read Earthlings. Do let me know if we are on the same page on that book. Out of the 3, I would not highly recommend any of them, except Earthling. If you are okay with a disturbing book, if you're okay with a very dark book, and you are okay with the books that are loaded with the trigger warnings. Thank you very much for watching my video. Hope you have enjoyed it, and until the next time, bye!